Thanks a lot. Matthew Lee, Intercity Press, on behalf of the Free UN Coast and for Access. Thanks a lot for the briefing. I was just, as an example one, I was looking at the National Voluntary Review document for the Republic of Korea. And I see in it, I wanted to ask you one thing directly from the text and one thing a little bit out of it. It said, which I've heard of before, this concept of humanitarian diplomacy. It presents for the review this idea. So I wondered if you could say a little bit, does this mean, I guess cynically it could seem to mean like, as an arm of diplomacy, or does it just mean an emphasis on humanitarian? And how, for example, in a specific case, would it apply to DPRK, your neighbor, in terms of the mixture of humanitarian and diplomacy? And I also wanted to know, as the permanent representative of the Republic of Korea, if you're aware of Somalia raising in the recent UNCLOS meeting the issue of South Korean illegal bottom trawling. They raised this issue, saying that this was a violation not just of their sovereignty, but of their economic ability. So I don't know. It maybe somebody else in your mission is dealing with it. But
Somalia?
Yes, Somalia raised it in the UNCLOS meeting. They said that South Korean trawlers are engaging in illegal fishing, or they focused on this bottom trawling. And I just wanted to know. I know that it's a mission wide. Are you aware even of that issue? And is there somebody on the mission responding to the complaints that they raised? Thanks.
Well, humanitarian diplomacy, it probably means they put diplomatic emphasis on humanitarian activities, and that of course includes many countries and situations requiring humanitarian assistance, and includes DPRK as well. And I don't know this year, but until last year and the year before, South Korea was the largest provider of humanitarian assistance through international organizations, for example, UNICEF, WHO, and also World Food Program. So altogether, I think the year before, the amount of assistance provided to DPRK through all these international organizations, and especially the appeal by OCHA, was probably around $50 to $60 million a year. And South Korea, the year before, the governments and civil societies donation almost reached $15 million. So we were the largest donor in that area. But I heard that this kind of humanitarian activities are now severely faces severe challenge under the new sanctions. New sanctions do not prohibit any humanitarian activities, but we have much less number of donors, much less number of countries willing to provide assistance because the DPRK is under sanctions. So that's the new situation, and I don't know how it's going to be like in the future. Somalia, I never heard about this problem, but I know there are, in the world, there are a lot of problems involving fishery. But I don't think our South Korean fishing boats were engaged in illegal activities. The government is strongly banning any kind of illegal activities of our fishing boats. So I doubt that, but I will look into this.